Hi, everyone, and welcome to this spontaneous live here on YouTube. If you catch this later as a replay or on my podcast as well, thank you very much for joining. It is always such a great pleasure to connect with you. I was just walking in the woods, not too far from my home, and these woods are so beautiful. They have old trees as well as gigantic farms. If you've ever been to New Zealand, you would know about these farms. And the farms love to grow in where it's really nice, humid, and dark. And in these woods, there is this beautiful tiny stream where I can put my feet in the water, and my dog absolutely loves jumping in the water and play with me there. And as I was walking in silence in these woods, I was receiving all of this information from my high council of light as well as my soul. And I felt that it was so nourishing for me, so delicious, that I really wanted to share this message with you, because it is pretty much a message on how to position ourselves, our consciousness, our attitude for the new year ahead, so we can step into higher timelines, so we can really receive more of life. And I absolutely love the message that I have been receiving, and I'm going to share with you today, because it is so nourishing and very grounding, and it really helps the nervous system recalibrate, and it is all about embodiment and enjoyment in this life here on planet Earth. And first of all, I want to thank you, all of you here who are live as well as on the replay and on my podcast, all of you, my students, my clients, my bigger community, for being present in the year 2023, and even for many of you for much longer than that as part of my community, because the year 2023 has been absolutely life-changing for me, deeply transformative. I started traveling a lot more on my own, going into very high frequency graded place. I was also for the very first time invited internationally to participate at the Sedona Transcend Retreat last equinox, and I've met so many friends, soul-aligned friends, clients in person. So we got to hug, and it was absolutely amazing and so special. So I want to thank all of you. And Joey wants to, and Joey, yes, my dog is sitting here with me on my knees, as he loves doing so. And we want to thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to everything that we share. Thank you for commenting, for sharing your love. Thank you for recommending this YouTube channel as well as my podcast and my Instagram page where I share a lot. Thank you for recommending that to your friends. I know that many of you are bringing a lot of people in our community in the Golden Age Spiritual Ministry. So I just wanted to give you my appreciation and gratitude, because it's been really amazing to be with you on this transformative journey, and I cannot wait to continue serving in the year 2024 as I focus more and more on sharing codes of empowerment, of multidimensionality, on how we can activate our sovereignty in this reality. Remember who we are on a multidimensional level, that we are powerful beyond measure, and that indeed we are here to experience the best of life. I would love to invite you to take 3 breaths to center yourself as I'm connecting with my high council of light to bring more of these beautiful messages that have been flowing through me as I was walking my dog. So take a deep inhale and long exhale, and 2 more times like this. Excellent. And now here is what we would love to share for today. What the High Council of Light of the Golden Age Spiritual Ministry is sharing is that as humans, we really need to position ourselves, our consciousness, our mind, our attitude, our words, everything that we are and that we do, basically, in the vortex of accelerated evolution that comes from remembering who we are. So it is not so much about changing who we are. It is not about copying what other people are doing. It is not about putting pressure on our shoulders to be the best version we can be at every single moment. It is more about understanding that as we embrace healing, as we embrace doing the inner work, as we learn more about ourselves and the world, it is all about remembering who we are, which is a very different frequency from having to change, having to be different. Here it is be who you are. And the thing that change is that you pay attention to the resistances that you are placing in your life, that you are placing in your experiences, in your dreams. And as you witness these resistances, this is what you want to work on dissolving and changing, not you. Because when you work on perceiving resistances such as fears and limitations and programs running in your mind that tells you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy of spending time, energy, and money on yourself, on your spiritual education, your spiritual evolution, because really, who has money for that? Who has time for that? Everything should be accessible to all, whatever the narrative is going. Every time you perceive resistances that also make you compare yourself to others, that can bring some envy or jealousy, always observe these resistances as the shadows, as the densities that are shifting, that are alchemizing and healing. And as they go away, they are not you. There is no part of you that is of the highest light that is going to go away. On the opposite, it's like you are a shining light already. You are already courageous, extraordinary, gifted, talented. You are already extraordinary, unique. A unique fractal of source consciousness. You are already that. Only this light that you are is buried under these shadows, is buried under, it is very much like, you're a guiding light, and around you there is kind of like this dome, a dome of fear that we talked about in one of our previous transmission. If you can look back for the dome of fears, we talk more about that. There is this dome that is around us, which is a technology, and this dome is covered in mud, and therefore we identify with that. We think it's dense, we think it's a love that we're never gonna end up cleaning the mud, never end up the healing process. But what the High Council wants to say is that through the teachings that we share extensively now about the fractal dynamic system, you realize that you are the center point of your fractal. You are already in the unified field. You're already enlightened. You're already very high frequency. It is only the way that you place your consciousness, your awareness, that is going to make you realize and live as the light that you already are, or as the broken, dirty, low vibe identifications that make you think that you are that. So all of this mud, all of these fears, all of these limitations, it is not you. I was reflecting as well on the fact that I have two daughters and have so many friends. It's absolutely amazing. And when they talk, one of them shares that a lot of kids in her year have anxiety, and they say she is anxious, she has ADHD, and the things like that. And here, when I reflected on that, it was in French, so I'm going to try to refine the way we explain it. But basically what was coming is that we invite you, when you have anxiety, when you have a condition that is not a reflection of your power, this is not a reflection of love, of the unified field, observe that as something that is stuck to you, but it is not you. You are not anxious to start with. You are not, there is nothing wrong, broken, or inadequate about you as a multidimensional perfect light of God. The conditions that you have, which are very real, of course, I don't deny that, anxiety, depression, stress, and density and all the things exist, of course that exist, but it is like, if you want, you can even imagine that it is like an entity that is not you, and this entity is attached to you, and you kind of like you hate it, but don't think that that entity is you. It is not you. It is simply something that is attached to you and that you have come to identify yourself with. So they say in the year 2024, it's going to be an extremely powerful year. It means that a lot can happen for you if you're ready for it. But because it is a powerful year, it will also be a year when we are required to rise up in our full power and remember how courageous we are as multidimensional souls who have chosen to incarnate on planet Earth now. We are literally already courageous, because no one ever says, oh, I'm just going to go on planet Earth to relax nowadays, because this is not the place where we fully relax, if you haven't noticed. So here, all of us, we are already like freaking warriors. We are courageous. We are magnificent. We're extraordinary. We are just perfect in all of these imperfections that we identify with. So what the High Council is saying now in this channel transmission for you as the end of the year ends today, I can hear myself, like channeling, and my words are not perfect. So thank you for your patience. It's like, observe that you are dancing with many different aspects of your humanity. So the unconditional light of God that you are, the perfect enlightened being that you are, is basically incarnated on planet Earth through a human vehicle. And this human vehicle has different aspects, different experiences. And it is about dancing together. It is about sitting at a table with all aspects of this multidimensional expression that we are. So instead of trying to push out of the party anxiety, stress, feeling not good enough, comparison syndrome, imposter syndrome, lack of abundance, scarcity, and so on, instead of pushing that away, trying to mantra it out continuously, trying to continuously do the work on finding new affirmation all the time, it's like, when you notice that it doesn't work, it's because there is a denial of the entities, the frequencies, the aspects of your current incarnation that you're actually rejecting. All frequencies that are rejected are going to roar more. Everything that we're trying to kill and destroy and ignore is going to wait until the moment has come to be like, I'm going to get you now. So invite them at the table, because you know what, as you do that, what you're going to do is that you're going to position yourself as the angel behind your human. You're going to say, you know what, you're human, you have some anxiety happening all the time. You are not anxious, because when you say, I am anxious, I am an imposter, I am not good enough, then you identify with that. There is no room for detachment observation. So instead of placing, every now and then anxiety comes and dance with me, every now and then I have this imposter syndrome, every now and then, and it's so kind of like give the distance needed, so you realize that you are not the lower vibration that you are experiencing at time as a human, which is completely normal, So what we want to share is that your heart is big enough to allow all aspects of who you are to exist. So it means that you can love, you can vibrate at a high frequency, you can heal, you can show up for your purpose, you can show up for your others, you can choose to amplify your vortex, you can choose to reach out for the stars, while also feeling at times that anxiety dance with you, that you are still judging yourself harshly, that you are still not imperfect here and there. And the more you allow all aspects of yourself to coexist, the more you are the unified field yourself, the more you place yourself as the enlightened angel that you already are. So they say the year 2024 is all about power. It is all about courage, the power to be uniquely you, the power to lead yourself to greatness on your own term, realizing that you deserve to see yourself as a great being. If you are a narcissist that has a very boosted ego, the universe will bring you the experiences to destroy that ego. We know that. But a lot of you are there who are part of my community actually don't realize that having an ego is literally existing on planet Earth. If you don't have an ego, you are dead. Okay? The higher ego that we learn to co-create with is our quirks, it is our personality, it is our life, it is everything that we are. If you have a big laugh, like when you laugh, the whole room vibrates. Or if you have this like really weird small little laugh and people are like, oh, that's a weird laugh, like whatever is part of your human is your higher ego and needs to be honored, loved, and cultivated, as other people are magnetized to us because we have aspects of our humanity that are blossoming in this way. So how can you lead yourself to greatness this year? How can you keep on saying yes to choosing your evolution? Because a lot of people suffer from procrastination and not feeling good enough, not being an imposter, because they believe that if they promote themselves, if they speak about their own greatness, if they know how extraordinary they are, they would be they would be bragging, it's not good, you cannot be like that, and so on. There is a fine line, right? We really want to invite you to feel more about feel your amazingness more. Feel how powerful you are, how courageous you are. So when you review the year 2023, look at all the things that you did, but also at all the way you rose up to be there for yourself, to love yourself, to be your best friend, to be your angel, to be there for your family and your community. Send yourself some flowers, for goodness sake. It is very, very needed for most of us. So when you understand on how to lead yourself to greatness, if you are a light worker, many of you out there, many of us actually, light workers, have a very strong urge to serve bigger audiences, because basically the connection with our purpose, the connection with our multidimensionality is increasing very fast. If you came to planet Earth to serve during the ascension process, you're going to be called to do it. This year is going to happen. So if you have been procrastinating, playing small, or ignoring the bell ringing inside of yourself because you keep on finding limitations and fears and excuses, so you don't rise to be who you came here to be, this year is going to rock your boat. So the sooner you say yes to expanding your vortex, the sooner you say yes to leading the way, leading yourself, leading your community, leading your others, as you feel the calling to do so, the easier the year 2024 will be energetically. It means that you will basically go with the flow of expansion. If you resist it by continuously listening to your fears and your limitations, the year 2024 will be a lot more challenging, because therefore you choose to co-create with lower realms. Because when we co-create with our fears and limitations by saying, oh yeah, I shouldn't be doing this because of that, it's like, fuck that shit, man. It's like, we're here to experience everything we want. We're here to experience our multidimensionality, all our powers, our gifts, our love, the connection that we can have with ourselves and other people. We are here to experience it all. You know what? Learning to be fearless is one of the most powerful gifts you can do for yourself. So continue practicing being fearless. Continue practicing every technique that you can find to break through limitations. And for that, you know that you can join the Dragon Warrior Codex, which is my 6-week accelerator for leaders, light workers and light leaders. You need this now, because you are going to be fully ready and prepared, activated in your own Dragon Warrior Codex, because the Dragon Warriors are a special wave of light workers. And thousands of us, we have this sequence inside of our DNA. And this sequence, this crystallized divine genome, is wanting to come back to life. For that, you can co-create with the Dragon Warriors, understand how to do it. Some of us, as we go into quantum, we perceive like thousands of Dragon Warriors. But for some of us, we also see ourselves as a Dragon Warrior or as a rider of a Dragon Warrior. And so it means that we learn literally to dissolve fears and limitations instantly. Because you think a freaking dragon is afraid of anything? No. Dragon warriors have a very specific frequency that allows them to dissolve blocks and limitations instantly. All my students that took this program only a few months ago have had life-changing experiences on all levels. Someone even wrote me a few days ago that she's still completely shocked and bewildered in noticing that literally all the limitations and fears that were preventing her from stepping into her leadership have completely dissolved, and they had been there for years onwards. So the power of this codex is real, and it is going to prepare you with the right tool, but also the right frequency shift, so you can step into 2024 as the light workers, as the light leaders, as the piercing force of God that you came here to be. Because this is a year of revolution. It is spiritual revolution. The age of Aquarius is fully present now. We want to be prepared to rise up and serve during the age of the Aquarius. We want to look back at our life, at our day, feeling super proud of ourselves because we rose up to the occasion to do the work. I want you to really go for it in 2024 in any way, shape, or form. And this comes from the movement of feminine remembrance. So here we balance polarities because the year 2024 has a lot of masculine code of action and momentum and courage and breaking free from outdated patterns, but it is balanced with the divine feminine frequency of absolute faith, trust, and devotion in the self, in God, in humanity. And in the Dragon Warrior Codex, we go very deep on that, on how to embody these polarities so we can work with a fully harmonious nervous system in our feminine flow, but also as a piercing force of creation. So this codex is revolutionary, and I would love to invite you to join. We are starting on the 1st of February. There will be 6 transmissions of 2 hours each. You will meet dragon warriors, coded people, coded humans like me and like all the other students that are going to join. At the moment, we still have an early bird price, so I would love to invite you to check it out on my website, sandrines.com, and I will be so happy to send the Dragon Warrior Codex. As a reminder, the year 2024 is going to be very powerful. So get used to living from your heart, observing which aspect of who you are not really you. They are just aspects of your human incarnation. And these aspects are welcome through your heart, through the opening of the heart. They are welcome at a dance party, at a table with you. So you are not ignoring what is happening any longer, but you courageously bring up to the surface everything that you are, because everything that you are is extraordinary. In the Dragon Warrior Codex, we explain a lot that all the traumas, the wounds, the horrible things that we have experienced in this life and past lives are all our badges of honors. And these warriors, they vibrate at such high level of frequency, they understand the higher understanding of leadership, also of warrior, also of justice, what it means, and also the higher understanding of traumas, of suffering, of fears and limitations. So we transcend all of that to alchemize all of that. We would love to invite you to do that in 2024. Continue doing the inner work, placing yourself as the angel of your human, because therefore you don't get stuck in cycle of endless healing, which never leads anywhere. It just leads to more misery, more sadness, more scarcity, more disempowerment. But instead, place yourself as the angel behind your human. Tune into courage, into power, but also into the empowerment that comes from knowing yourself, knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing who you are, from relaxing in faith, relaxing in devotion, relaxing in service. So we will continue sharing a lot in 2024, as it is of my highest excitement, and my high council is always happy to also share with you guys. So if you are here, thank you for leaving a comment. Please let me know below if you have any intentions for the year 2024. You can write in the comment here on YouTube, but you can also send me DMs on Instagram, because I love that. And if you ever share this episode on Instagram, please tag me. I love seeing that. And share your reflection for the year, share your intentions for 2024, as I absolutely love receiving from you. I send you a lot of love. Enjoy the end of the year. Tonight I will be going dancing on house techno because it makes this human very happy. I will see you next year. Bye.